Have you ever wondered how the weatherman is so accurate? How they can sometimes forecast months ahead and accurately predict what's ahead for us? I know I have, and I absolutely love watching the Weather Bureau's radar online. So the chance to catch up with the Bureau's Neil Bennett to better understand the science and technology employed behind weather prediction and forecasting was just too good to refuse. Neil, I'm just fascinated by, look, I think probably most people are, by how you actually forecast. And I'm a particularly fond person when it comes to getting on and having a look at some of these constant models that are moving all around. This is how you do it, isn't it? Modelling these days.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very rare that we would actually sit down and draw charts and do a forecast purely off that. We used to do that a long time ago, and the best we could do then was probably about 2 days. But for gardeners, they need to know, when are we going to be able to get in there and dig and get the mulch in and whatever. So 7 days is now the standard that we're at, and we need these computer models to get us there.
So tell me about this. This is the 7-day model.
Yes.
This is sort of almost real time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The amount of data that needs to go in to feed these models is enormous. As you mentioned, the satellites are really important, but we've got to be able to ground truth that, as we call it. So we've got to have the real data coming in. So we have a network of stations across Australia where we're getting upper air data. We've also got our network for the surface observations. We even have aircraft flying back and forth. They've got sensors on board as well, so we use those. We've got ships that we use. We've got drifting buoys that we use as well. But predominantly now, in the remote areas, it's remote sensed, as we call it, and that's satellite imagery. And then we build in on top of that, we got our radar data as well. So we throw all of that into the mix and run these computer models a couple of times a day.
So here's the big question. What's the most likely outcome for winter? Are we expecting more rain or less rain when it comes to the probabilities here in WA?
Well, it's very difficult to go out to winter at the moment, but certainly for the next 3 months. The indications are that it's more likely to be above average rainfall than below average rainfall, which is quite a change from the eastern states. The eastern states, it's the opposite.
Neil, it's fascinating. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. My pleasure.